Ooh, sweet bejesus and baby bejesus. Chris, get on the right side of the line. I love that song. That song always makes the juices just flow to the old genitalia. How you doing, brother?
Man, I haven't heard that song in a long time, man. It seems like it's been months since we've been on the show.
I know we've been gone for what, 2 weeks, and if you look, we've been gone for 2 months. But we are back on another episode of WrestleShoot. I'm your host, the Wild Thing, Rob Wilds, joined, of course, by the lovely and talented, the man who looks so damn good in sunglasses that he had to get him one size too big. My hetero life mate, Chris Casanova.
Yay, golf clap.
Yay, welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, you too, man.
You know, I know that we got a big show lined up for today, man, and this is one that I've wanted to do for a while. We finally reached out to them, and here they are. You know how people keep calling? I got an interesting message from one of our viewers earlier. So, you know, people keep calling us the Opie and Anthony of professional wrestling podcasts. Well, she said that the guys we're having on today, if we're the Opie and Anthony, would genuinely be considered the Howard Stern. They are Long Island's #1 voted wrestling podcast. Now, let me ask you this, Chris. They say they're the #1 voted wrestling podcast. I'm sure there was some kind of a vetting process, of a voting process. I'm sure they went through some jumps to make sure to get up to where they're at, right?
Oh,
but
sure.
would it have the same impact if, like, the four of us would just vote WrestleShoot, Florida's #1 wrestling podcast? What do you think? Should we give it a try?
Fucking why not, man?
We'll wide open the comments in the viewer section. If you support it, Maria, thanks for joining us. If you support WrestleShoot being Florida's #1 pro wrestling podcast, holla if you hear me. So shall we just move on to the main event, my brother?
Might as well.
All right. So directly from Long Island, we are bringing on the great.
Maria.
Okay. Goodbye. Let's bring on the great duo of Monte and the Pharaoh. I wish we had an applause soundtrack right now. Gentlemen, welcome to fucking WrestleShoot.
Thank you, guys. It's an honor to be on your show. Finally made it. How are you?
Oh, man. Very good. Very good. Took a couple of weeks off. So, you know, before we get started, actually, if you guys don't mind, Chris, I have a question for you. It's a little bit of a random question, but, you know, me and you go back 172 and a half years, so I feel like I can get a straight answer from you. Does it bother you having too much hair?
No. Not at all.
What do you use, Chris, to take care of extra hair? Or are you still in the market? Maybe could use some advice.
I just do a standard razor, man. Keep it simple.
Well, you know what? I think that I would like to ask our new friends what they do about male hair control. Guys, I hear you may have an answer for us and what we can do to keep that unsightly extra hair under control.
Pharaoh?
No, take it away, Mike. You're the guy with all the hair.
Well, first of all, Chris, don't let anyone ever pick on you, all right? Because there's one thing about men, right? You don't want to walk around with doll head, right? It's like, you know, you're trying to grow your hair out. Meanwhile, your hair is all spread apart. You know, like when you were a kid, you used to like separate and you saw that doll head. At that point, it's like, man up, shave that shit. Right? And just be a man. Man the fuck up, right? Because no one wants to walk around with fucking doll head. Right? No. And you know what? You could use one of our sponsors, Manscaped, and you could shave your head and look like a man. There it is. Body cam Manscaped. You can't beat it. And if you use the M&P code, you get a 20% discount.
Oh, really?
And Mike, like the top of your head, that was a smooth segue. Very nice.
So I would imagine then that people should just go ahead and jump on over to manscaped.com and enter in promo M&P for what kind of a discount?
You get a 20% discount. Use the code MANDP. That's M&P. Plug that right in, 20%. Manscaped is a wonderful, wonderful little item. And that's one of our many sponsors. We have good fucking wine. We've got some hot sauce. we've got auto shops, we've got dog kennel sessions, whatever. We take on everybody. They all want to be part of Long Island's #1 pro
Well,
wrestling.
Tommy Rich sure did enjoy your good fucking wine, didn't he?
Tommy Rich can drink his ass off, man,
He's
as they
goddamn
all
right.
can. They all can. That's one good thing when they come in studio with us, right? We feed them a little wine, let them loosen up a little bit. We have a good time. But I will be honest with you, Pharaoh and I have conducted some very, very poor interviews when we've had long days because we've pretty much polished off about how many bottles of wine, Pharaoh?
Four bottles of wine. I think
Within a
is the
couple
limit.
hours. We're usually trashed. And at that point, we
Yeah.
make some of the worst interviews ever. But
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah.
Whatever.
Like drunk and and slurring at Kevin Sullivan about how bad Hannibal sucked. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yep, I agree. Sorry.
So
You're not a Hannibal fan.
No, not particularly. No. If I want to take a nap, I am.
well, listen. We're not fans of many people. We are fans of the Wild Thing and Casanova, but
Thank you, man.
and well, that's why we're on the show. But we get asked to come on shows all the time, and honestly, we're not trying to be arrogant, but we cannot stand the wrestling world in general. These people doing shows. First of all right, wait, I got to ask a question, right? So I watch your show religiously. And you're building a network, is that right, Wild Thing?
That is correct, sir. The Antisocial Network. We just bought our website, antisocialnetwork.cc. That's going to be launching soon.
So did I hear you recently say that you're adding on a show called Coast to Coast, Pro Wrestling Coast to Coast?
No, we have a couple of guys who are friends of ours from a network called the Coast to Coast. And they really want to be able to just unload about things that are bothering them. And they know over here we don't have any restrictions on language. So come on over, man.
Who are those guys?
That would be Adam and Mess Around Dave.
Okay, all right.
And Brandon too, right?
No, I don't think Brandon's doing it. It's just Dave and Adam.
Oh, okay.
No, the reason being, right, there's a show out there. What's it called? Pharaoh Wrestling and Everything, Coast to Coast or some shit like that?
Flush to Floss or something like that. Pretty bad.
So
pretty bad.
We entered the wrestling world, right? So a quick synopsis of our relationship is Pharaoh and I went to junior high together, and Jimmy was a big wrestling fan where I was not. And we became friends, and Jimmy kind of turned me on to pro wrestling. And, just like anything else, you kind of lose contact with each other after a little while. He went his way doing his thing. He became a very popular musician after high school, and I went on to college and then finally into the military. So we lost contact. And we finally reached back in like about 10 years ago, and Jimmy and I, we both always shared the love of sports in general, but also the love of wrestling. And I was invited onto a show, and long story short, it went pretty well. And I brought Jimmy aboard, and then we ended up doing our own show. Some other radio station contacted us. The reason I'm getting into this is that was the birth of Monte and The Pharaoh. But we really weren't in the wrestling world, and we don't consider ourselves wrestlers, right? We were just two fans, teenagers who fell in love with the sport, and we're not experts. We're not in the biz. And the problem I have with a lot of podcasters out there, and again, we don't consider ourselves a podcast, but for a lot of podcasters out there, they think they're in the biz. They think they made it.
Damn right about that.
All right. So we run across some of the biggest douchebags in the world. Seriously, in the world.
There's a serious high degree of delusion. I can't, when I came into this, as Mike said, I've loved wrestling since I was a kid. And I had to readjust once I started to get, as Mike knows, it was kind of really different. Mike was better at it because Mike is better at shifting through the bullshit than I am. I kind of get really wrapped up in the fact that people are just convincing themselves of a bunch of shit that's not true. They all think they're in the business, and it got kind of nauseating. It was tough at first, but I've learned to change. I don't look at wrestling the same way I did with through a kid's joyous eyes. But, you know, you find your way to still enjoy it. If that makes any sense. I'm sure you guys have come across your douchebags and wondered about this business and what the fuck am I doing? And then at the end of the day, you know, if you make people happy and you put out a good product, then fuck it. You know, you deal with the douchebags, you put them to the side, you throw them in the circular pile, right?
And the problem though with in-ring indie wrestling is just they all want to politic and they all want to fucking jockey, but there's only like 2 positions to be had. So just, man, fuck off, dude. Take the booking, work the match, remember your place on the card, and entertain the people and make yourself an asset to that company so you can have one of those 2 spots. But these kids are coming out of wrestling school now in like 3-month accelerated courses, and they're sucking the right dick, and they're getting like semi-main spots as their 5th match, and it's humiliating.
But what is a semi-main spot in an independent show? $5? I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, again, you go to some of these shows, and it's some of the worst shit you've ever seen in your life. So, you know, we're coming full circle. So you guys brought up Hannibal, right? So Hannibal, I give him the respect, the fact that he was the OG of, you know, the shoot interview, in him and Oliver and maybe RF Video, right? Those 3. So you got to give Hannibal a lot of credit. He's made a living off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But now, as this starts to grow, like you guys, right? People start to people are coming into this pro wrestling world podcasting thing that are much more talented, like you guys. So now Hannibal's starting to feel the pain, right? Because now it's starting to get swallowed up by these shows like yourselves, right? So that, you know, but I guess the point is that I just can't deal with any of these people. Seriously. You guys know Evan Ginsberg? I'm sorry, Pharaoh. I'm going to bring this shit up. So you guys know Evan Ginsberg?
I don't.
I don't know.
No.
Consider yourself fortunate. You're fortunate.
We went to our first studio because Evan Ginsberg had a show there, right?
True.
And if Evan Ginsberg was associated with The Wrestler, you all know the movie The Wrestler, right? The one with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, to me, I really enjoyed that. I mean, but so that Evan was sitting on that station, we thought, wow, you know, holy cow, this guy is the real deal. And to Pharaoh's point a couple of minutes ago, is as you get to know all these fakes and these frauds, they're nobodies, and somehow they just pull the wool over your eyes until you finally start to cipher through all the bullshit that goes on here. I mean, everybody that does these shoot interviews pays these wrestlers. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Right? They all get paid, right? With that, you know, I think even Busted Open pays the wrestlers to come on. Maybe not some of the smaller names, but some of the bigger ones, right? So, you know, everybody tries to act like that's not the case, and that's not what's going on. And
he's my friend.
Right.
We went to the library together this weekend. That's why Greg Valentine's coming on.
Oh, shit, that bond between a man and that library. I understand.
Return that book. Return that book.
I hate those little cock
You
rings
cost
that
me a
think
nickel a
they're-
day.
So we have a lot of problems with a lot of these guys. That's all. It's
well, they
it's
try to
quite
pull the
annoying.
con, right, Mike? Isn't that it? It's like, you know, they're in the business and they try to pull the con on us, and it's like, hey, man, I think we learned this game after about a month of this horse shit. Fuck off.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, pulling the con. That's probably the answer there.
So
So I mean, honestly, that's why I like your guys' show, right? It's really not about wrestling. It's just about whatever, calling bullshit out and stuff like that.
Mike, if I could throw this in, I love the fact that they're the Opie and Anthony from the birthplace of the Pharaoh. I was made in a lab in Florida, so I'm very excited that you guys are from Florida. That's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Very good, very good.
Nice.
And we've talked about you guys for probably the last 8 months. Like, well, should we approach them and ask them to come on? And like we kept going back and forth on it. We both took the opinion of what's it going to hurt to ask, and then counter. They get asked every day, so why would they even give us a second look?
But Wild Thing, I got to get this in there though. You know what? You ask us. You ask us to come on. We come on, and I want to know one thing. How did the Pharaoh become the pariah? You want to explain that one to me, buddy, old pal, old Southern connection, old long lost soul from Florida? Go ahead.
Hey, no, please, you talk. It's all fucking you right now, please.
The pariah.
No, please. Yeah, okay.
But enough about myself. Why don't you talk about me for a while? The pariah? Oy.
So as I'm writing up this, I'm trying to do this wonderfully worded, flattering announcement to advertise Monte and the Pariah coming on WrestleShoot.
It's a great gimmick, man. It sounds like it.
I misspelled Pharaoh.
It does.
And fucking autocorrect jumped in and said, "Oh, you're trying to say Pariah." I didn't even notice until old Monty hits me up about an hour and a half after it's been up. And he goes, well, I don't know who the Pariah is. You might want to fix this. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the advertisement I wrote, and my brain isn't putting it together. I was like, he's fucking crazy. He's just busting my balls. But I couldn't get over it. I looked again. I was like, oh, shit, that's been up for hours. Damn it.
Spelling's not your forte, Rob.
Hey. You're right.
Well,
that wasn't a bad graphic. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, except for the Pariah.
You would like it, Mike. Thanks a lot.
So no. It wasn't. We should have kept it up as Pariah. Maybe that probably would have been.
Bro, what is it, man?
We're writing him a new gimmick.
Wow.
But you know what? If I may jump in real quick, I mean this has been eating at me for weeks ever since I finally saw your interview with Mr. Ron Shaw.
Oh boy.
And we know, being in the business as long as we were, touring around, hanging out with the old folk, we know how they get. And we know how, like, the more times they forget to tuck their chin, the more aggressive they got. But man, Ron Shaw comes on your show. He comes on your show and tells you, I'm going to tell you what you're asked. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to play this out, how it's going to play out.
Oh, fuck that.
And you guys were both very cool as he was ranting until finally Pharaoh goes, bro, are you fucking kidding me? And then you said, no, calm down. And then finally you said, bottom line, this is my fucking show, our show. Bottom line is this is our show. We're going to ask you whatever we want to ask you. And I was like, man, I'm in love with these guys. But based on how, and if you guys haven't seen it, man, go look up Monte and the Pariah, Monte and the Pharaoh. You fucked me up on YouTube, and look for this Ron Shaw interview. Like, you will be shocked that a grown ass Hall of Famer adult man was behaving like this on somebody else's show. So Chris and I spent years doing Asshole of the Month. Yeah, and then we would graduate at the end of the year to Asshole of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we decided to get rid of that. It was getting old. Wrestlers will never quit running out of doing asshole things. But based on Ron Shaw's appearance on the Monte and Pharaoh show, we have designated a brand new annual spot where we're going to have Crybaby of the Year. Fuck Ron Shaw. And everybody, I want you to pay particular attention to, it's a girl. Look at those titties. Fuck you, Ron Shaw.
Man. Where's your bra at, man? Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Look at him trying to pop his neck out like he's still got those fucking Macho Man veins. Can anybody who's watching right now, who's in the chat room, can anybody name me one truly memorable Ron Shaw wrestling moment? Besides going when he was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, who? Anybody?
Wow.
One?
All right, wait. So
now hold on. Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Farrah.
Well, Mike, as you know, I'm actually very uncomfortable about the whole Ron Shaw thing because I kind of like Ron Shaw, mostly because of childhood memories, of course, because he's from that special little window when I was in junior high into high school. I try to make things cool with Ron Shaw, and I was surprised when he came on and continued to have a problem with Mike. I don't know, Mike, you want to fill in the rest of this? This has just been very awkward for me in a lot of ways,
So
I was taken aback, kind of upset his response, but Mike, please fill in, the rest of the shit.
So when Jimmy and I started the Monte and the Pharaoh show, we decided, hey, look, we love wrestling, right? But we don't love wrestling that much. right?
Right.
We're not the let's go over the results on Monday Night Raw and AEW.
Right.
We kind of
Oh,
want to go
gosh.
into the background of the wrestler and what they were thinking, and not even necessarily the dirt stuff, right? We don't want to know dirt. Like we just want to hear what they think.
But
And
dirt sometimes comes with reality. We're looking for the
absolutely.
real person. We're
Yeah.
looking for the real person. If the dirt surfaces, so may it be. We're not looking for it, but if it comes up, we're certainly gonna, sample that soil.
I am with Pharaoh that Ron Shaw is huge in our memories as younger fans, right? We're older than you guys, right? So, we grew up on Ron Shaw, and we had a special place for him. But I can't do shows regurgitating bullshit that's been covered by every other show out
Yeah.
there. And I tried to explain that to Ron, and Ron really felt uncomfortable. And in some cases, right, Pharaoh, Ron is right. They shut down our YouTube channel because of the
Right.
controversy. We had to reboot that whole thing. We
Well,
lost money.
that's more due to obsessive douchebags. Some of the people we were talking about earlier that just can't, accept the fact that we don't do things the boring way. Asking about arm bars from 1974. We're not afraid to ask, the questions that really count, the questions that may make you feel uncomfortable. We're very upfront about what we do, though. If you don't like it, change the channel. Obsessing over us? Fuck you.
Yeah.
In the ass.
And we certainly have our
Yeah.
haters, right? So
Yeah.
back to Ron. Ron really didn't want to do that type of interview, and
Right.
I just wasn't
Right.
going to change it. And he wasn't happy about it. So hence we had an issue. Again, I respect the guy for the career he had, and but
Mhm.
do I respect the man? Probably not. I lost respect that day for him for sure. But it's all cool, right? People, I got punched in the face by Marty Jannetty. People think it was a work. It was real. I mean, Marty Jannetty
What'd you do?
came to,
Take away his mouthwash so he couldn't drink it?
well, no,
Ooh,
this
that's a
was
good story.
wild
All
thing.
kidding
This was
aside,
a
that was
real,
pretty
this
bad.
was a
That
real
was pretty bad.
serious deal. We had brought him in for a signing. There were kids there. We had a
Hammer
guy,
home though, Mike. Don't forget though, this was our first major guest.
right?
On top of it, so
Yes.
we were very excited.
Very
we
excited.
were dealing with Joe Blow wrestling in Comac, and then we finally got to a Marty Jannetty. You can imagine how excited we were, guys.
So like that was the humble beginnings, guys, because we used to have these wrestlers. That's how we got taught really early what kind of bullshit it is. We had a
Right.
guy, he passed away. His name was Butcher Blackwell, okay? And he claimed to be Jerry Blackwell's nephew. So we brought him in, did interviews with him. We were very excited. We became friends with the guy. And then we're bringing in Marty Jannetty. So what does this guy do with Marty Jannetty? While kids are there, they decide to go into the bathroom and snort a shitload of cocaine.
Of
Which
course.
which was a major problem with me and Pharaoh.
Big
Marty
surprise.
Marty dropped his drawers in front of a kid with her mom. He dropped his drawers.
Yeah.
It was very messed up. It was
And we
it was actually very hurtful to watch this happen.
And
Your
we didn't like
expectation
it,
level
right?
So high.
So
Yeah,
hence we went on the attack on him for quite a while. And when he came
Mike,
back
you paid
on the
him
show-
well. Not to cut you up, I'm sorry, Mikey, but we paid him well. We paid him well for this experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it away, brother.
And we had an argument, and I wasn't going to let it go. And he decided to pop me, and he popped me good. And thanks for the Pharaoh, he took care of him. But people still, as they think it was a work between me and him. Now, as funny it is, it's not even funny. This is what men. It's about men being men. We're very close with Marty Jannetty now. It's all forgiven, right? We're very close with him. In fact, I talk to Marty at least once a week. So, but this is the funny thing. Go back to these other wrestling guys, right? There was such hatred for us out there that people were befriending this guy, Butcher Blackwell, and trying to, at this point, we thought he was a wrestler, and he kind of was going on other shows, and we weren't happy about it. And we had a falling out with the guy. He ended up passing away, but he was forgotten by all these people. He was used by them. My point is, Chris, Wild Thing, I can't say it enough. I can't stand these people, and I don't beat around the bush. I call out names. I won't go, this guy from this show. No. Fuck you, Russell Jackman. Fuck you, Evan Ginsberg. Fuck you, Hannibal. And those agents also that bring these wrestlers around. These guys would sell their mother for a penny, man. It's
And
crazy.
fuck Ron Shaw still.
Yeah.
What
Wow.
what about Ron Shaw?
And fuck him too.
Oh, okay. Fuck Ron Shaw. Fuck it away. Fuck you, Ron Shaw.
Right
Fuck
the
you,
fucking-
Ron.
Oh my God, Mike, I like Ron. You're putting me in a very rough spot. All right, fine. Fuck you, Ron Short. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah,
Fuck you, Ron.
boy.
Let's all say it. Yay.
You punk! You punk!
So answer me
wow.
this, guys. Why did you get into this? What was your passion that you guys decided to do this?
You want to take this one, Rob? I can jump in.
Yeah, I'll start from the start.
Yeah.
God, how long ago would you say it is, Chris? 22, 23 years?
I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to say early 2000. Let's just go with that. 2000,
Okay.
2001 range. Something like
Back in the good old days, a very close friend of mine, he used to be a ring announcer for the old WWF, for the East Coast primarily. He did a little bit of Central, but
that. West Coast.
what's that?
West Coast.
West Coast primarily. He did a little bit of Central as well. But Michael Porter was his name, and him and this gentleman, Rick Rockwell, came up with the concept because this little AM radio station saw a value in a professional wrestling on-air talk show. So they started up WrestleShoot, and they brought me in to be one of their earlier on guests. And I guess I wowed them right away because I walked into the studio. You know how most guys walk into your studio. They're trying to be quiet. You know, they're just getting to their cans. They're getting the microphone. I did all of that. I came in with respect, grabbed the microphone, and just went, "Shut your mouth, jabronis! Finally, the Rob has come back to Marysville." So anyway, after that, all of a sudden, I was the new third chair on the WrestleShoot. And then Rockwell, one of the founders, some personal issues came up, and he had to go. So we rode the WrestleShoot train on AM. We did FM, so we moved it around a bit. Then we took it to a film version, and we were doing it on television out there in Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, Yuba City, kind of all that area.
Yeah, Central California.
Yeah. And then Chris and I just decided we had enough of the business for the aforementioned reasons. That was just kind of done. And then we lost Mike. He passed away after he moved to LA to be one of the innovators of what podcasts are. So he was doing WrestleShoot on podcast before us by himself. So after he passed, just forever later, I started hitting up Chris because our conversations just on the phone are so weird sometimes, and
Weird and
they
random.
jump all over the place, and they're funny and blah. And I was like, we should be doing a podcast. He kept saying, no, we don't need to do a podcast. You want to step in now, Chris?
Yeah. Well, a lot of those conversations had a lot of alcohol involved as well. So I would say a year later after we talked about it, brought it up, and we're drinking heavily. And I called Rob up. I was like, we should do a podcast. And Rob's like, I've been fucking saying for the last goddamn year, man. This ain't no new fucking idea.
Can I put a twist on that? What he actually said was, hey, Rob, I have a great idea. Oh, what's your idea? We should do a podcast. The fuck have I been saying for the last year? So continue, Chris.
No, man. So so we said, fuck, let's do it, man. And what do we start? What, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, something like that?
Yep. No. And we started on audio only.
Yeah, it was just straight audio. And I don't even remember the program we jumped on. What was that program again?
It was Anchor and Spotify, all those audio platforms that are free when the Anchor puts you on.
Yeah.
So,
but
we didn't know how to hit pretty quick.
Yeah, we didn't want those typical shows where doing shows every week, like doing stats and talk about matches and the same old boring shit that you guys were talking about earlier. It's fucking boring. So we're like, well, let's go on the show and get the real shit, like you guys, having our show talking about the real stuff and getting those real questions and everything, and having fun with it, and just flying by the seat of our pants, and no scripts or we have a couple bullet points we talk about, but for the most part, it's just having a conversation and letting it roll. And we got a lot of good press right away. A lot of people were like, "Man, we love this shit. This is real, like good shit." Want to jump in, Rob?
The aforementioned Adam Barber from that Coast to Coast place you brought up.
Yeah.
But it's a different spot. But he approached us and said, we'd like to interview you on our wrestling show that we do. And we did it. Of course, why not? We turned on the web cameras, and it was over here on StreamYard. And
yeah.
Next thing you know, he's like, I'd really like you guys to put WrestleShoot on our platform and start getting that video exposure. And then just it started going, and couldn't believe how quick it was going.
Now you guys are from California, the West Coast?
Yeah.
Yep.
So let me ask you, did you guys know Roland Alexander and Mike Modest? Did you guys work with those guys?
Mike was my trainer.
He was.
Mike, yeah, I trained APW.
So forgive me for this, right? Because I'm not the wrestling expert, but I am somewhat interested in the California independent scene, right? Because now what is it? Wrestling Iron, right? Wrestling Iron, I think it was. And what did Roland run? What was his organization?
All Pro Wrestling, and then Mike branched off from Roland. They had a bit of a falling out, and Mike started his own thing.
Oh, Iron, yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Iron.
So,
that was his thing.
First of all, how did Roland die?
Boom, boom.
Yeah, I want to say, was it a heart attack?
His heart stopped, yeah.
Yeah, it was a heart attack.
Yeah, Mr. 6 Jack in the Box tacos, 2 Jumbo Jacks, and an extra large Diet Coke. His heart stopped.
Yeah, he was in terrible shape, man. He had sleep apnea, high cholesterol, blood pressure, all kinds of shit.
Now, when you watch Beyond the Mat, him and Modest seemed like they were really close. So, what caused the breakup between those guys?
Roland, like the story I got, that Roland wasn't really letting Mike branch out too much on his own, and Mike's like, I want to do my own shit. Like, I don't want to be exclusive to you. And Roland's like, no, you need to be exclusive to me. And Mike had all these offers from Japan, and basically came down to one day. He's like, I'm going to start my own fucking place. And he took probably about 70% of APW with him, like a lot of the wrestlers. A few people stayed behind, but it was mainly Modest wanted to do his own thing, and Roland was kind of holding him back.
So let me ask you this. So there's the story about Khali, right? Khali had a different name when he was in California, and Khali actually killed a wrestler in the ring. Do you know anything about that? Were you around for that?
I was gone after that.
But it happened.
Doing our thing. I did work a match with Khali though, earlier on the independent circuit. But yeah, that was from the story I got. He was killed. The student was killed at the school during a practice session, and he had some seizures and some concussions, and nothing was really done about it at all. From the story I got, and Rob, you can jump in anytime.
And that's the fucking problem. Was this kid took that big choke slam from Khali? Khali was green as grass, and this kid was even greener. So he took that big choke slam. He took it wrong. He wanged his head off the mat before his body even hit. Now that happens. That kind of shit happens in the ring. Problem was he rolled out of the ring, immediately started vomiting into a garbage can. And the fucking mega brain trust that be over at APW told the kid just to sit down and shake it off. And
nothing was done about it.
And his family should have got significantly more than they did. Now, don't get me wrong. They got what, 1.2 million, Chris?
Well, Rob, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's slow down a little bit, because kind of reeling you guys right into this, so it's rolling pretty perfect. Who represented Roland as a lawyer at that point?
Oh no.
Me.
Was his name Russell Jackman by a chance?
I don't know the name.
No idea. No.
Buddy Sotelo, he was a manager, right?
Oh,
in that area.
Buddy Costello?
Yeah, Sotelo, whatever the hell his name is. You know that guy?
I
Yeah,
can't
Buddy
believe
Costello.
that.
I know. I met him
Oh.
briefly on a couple.
Wait a
of
minute.
shows.
Is Buddy Costello a lawyer?
I
I guess he used to be. I know he was working. I know he was working pro bono for Russell during that whole thing, and
like
he
pro
was so
bono.
bad. He was working pro bono. Russell fired him because he was so bad at his job. But
oh shit.
this is another guy in the wrestling world that I'm in the business, right?
I'm in the
And
business.
he was, he was a lawyer. So, but the kid's
Wild
family,
Thing?
did make money. Wild Thing, huh? They did get some. Who did they get paid by?
I think
Insurance?
it was the insurance company. Yeah, not the
Yeah.
insurance company, and
Yeah.
Roland had to cover $200,000 of it.
There was like a copay or something.
So I make it.
Copay, whatever you call it, a fee that Roland had to pay.
But
You know,
yeah, that
oddly
was
enough-
insurance, and
oddly
that
enough-
really
was
was the beginning of the end of Roland's already failing health. After he lost that suit, he just went down.
But let me ask you something. Was Roland, was Modest, were they good guys or were they scumbags? They rip you off or fill me in? I don't
think
know.
they're a couple of cunts.
Yeah. Roland's total scumbag. Roland was an accountant, so he's great with fucking numbers. So he'll pretty much fuck anybody over.
Wait a minute, he was an accountant who died with no money, right?
At the end.
Who used a lawyer that couldn't produce any kind of law. Okay, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Holy Limp Bizkit, that man.
Yeah, holy shit. Modest, I have no judgment
jumping
on.
jelly shit.
I have no judgment on Modest. I mean, he was my trainer. But I mean, I haven't talked to him in years. He did.
I'll speak on it. Mike Modest, you're a fucking prick, and you know you're a prick. You're a disrespectful son of a bitch. You don't give people their proper respect in any locker room that you're in because for some reason, because you fucking jobbed out Prince Iaukea once, you think you are the fucking California version of Hulk Hogan. Guess what, Jack? You know what the California version of Hulk Hogan is? Hulk fucking Hogan! That's who the California Hulk Hogan is. You are Michael Modest, Mikel Modesto. You're a fucking dick. You just are a dick. You're a roid rage machine back in the day. Fuck you and fuck anybody who looks like you.
You mean a 5'3" roid rage machine?
Yeah, that little fucking midget, dude. I took a piss, dude, and he happened to be standing underneath me. I didn't even know it.
So
bastard.
again, you guys are actually were wrestlers, right? You were in the biz. So
Yeah.
I'm asking you questions because I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, just keep on going here. There was another guy from California. His name by Mike Lano. Did he hang around you guys a lot or no? He's a photographer.
Mike, yes, I know Mike. He was with APW for a bit.
Yeah, that's APW's little photographer bitch, right?
Yeah.
You weren't showering when the bulb, the camera bulb went off, were you? Like, in the shower.
Of course he was. That was part of the deal, I thought.
There he is. Hi, I'm Dr. Mike. Hi. Click. It didn't happen, did it? I hope it didn't happen. How big time is he? He's like Napolitano level, right? Big time, right? He's big time over there, right?
I don't fucking know. I've only seen the guy once, never met him. But I know he's that dude with like the Dago slick hair. Is that who we're thinking about, Chris? Is that the right guy?
Yeah.
Faggot.
I never talked to him too much, to be honest. So I mean, whatever. I mean.
And by the way, for everybody watching, when I say faggot, I'm not referring to homosexual. There was a time when the four guys here were growing up. We said, hey, Chris, stop being a fag. Not saying stop like enjoying the pleasure of male company.
Yeah.
Stop being a fag. So don't be sensitive. If you're too PC to be here, then you know you shouldn't be here. Jog on.
You punk. You punk.
A little bit.
Wow, so the California scene is quite crazy, man. That's some crazy shit. Holy
Wild
cow.
West, man. It's Wild West out there, and it's so disorganized, and it's so selfish. Like there was this guy. He was in Reno Scum on what was it, Ring of Honor, Adam Thorsto.
Okay.
Like me and Adam had legit fucking heat, man. He came from Reno, from this fat slob piece of garbage, Brian Bridger, who trained him. And me and him had heat because I had heat with his trainer. He took off. He went back east to go wrestle for about a year, and he came back a different man. They humbled him. So California wrestling is very, ooh, no, I want to get the belt. Oh, I'm not ready to lose the belt. You fuck a belt. Fuck you. Quit marking out. And in 10 years, you're going to be jockeying for the same positions in the same company, and everybody's fighting for the same number of fans.
Too many egos.
You guys wrestle. So I got to ask you this: with all the safety protocols today and all the advanced medicines and all that shit, you guys think it's more dangerous to be a wrestler today than it was when they were truly earning their stripes the old-fashioned way back in the day? Because nowadays you can get in the ring with a guy who's been trained by, from Sam's Delicatessen. You're going to trust your life, your neck with that half inch of mistake that could happen and paralyze you. Do you think it's more dangerous being a wrestler today?
Absolutely.
I think it's more dangerous maybe being a wrestler today because they don't know how to fucking work. And that's the problem.
They don't have to protect themselves or protect the person they're working.
No ring awareness.
Yeah, there you go. Ring awareness, that's a huge one. Back then when we started, we were taught to how to protect ourselves and our person that we're working with. Ring awareness. I mean, the classes were a lot longer. When we were ready, to go out there and have a good match, at least to protect everyone. But
when we were ready to go out there and take a squash for the first year. That's what we were ready for. Not to go out there and suddenly be in the semi-main, stink the whole fucking show up. Because you could have me in a match, Chris in a match. You could have Sumite Woke. You could have Rampage. All these great wrestlers leading up to get to the main event. You get to a semi-main from some little cocksucker who sucked the right cock, and he just killed the entire show before it. And now nobody cares about the main because the art of psychology is dead.
But Dr. Mike got a photo of it, though. So as long as Dr. Mike got his picture. Mike?
What?
Smile! Another shot at Dr. Mike. Never mind. Hi, Dr. Mike.
No, you guys bring up look, again, you guys bring up really good points. It's what made you guys get out of the wrestling part of it? Was it a point where you realized it wasn't going to go anywhere, or
just all the reasons we already went over? We just couldn't. The state of the business disgusted us.
It's too much politics, too many egos involved. That was my main thing. It just got too much after a while.
And when you get these guys who call themselves pros, who are pissed off, and I'm going to use this little cunt hair Rick Luxury out there in California who is still wrestling. He's too old. He's too broken. He needs to get the fuck up out because he's a cunt anyway. But we were going to put this cruiserweight title on this cat, Tony Dreamer. He was a good dude. He was a youth pastor, and he was a solid worker. We were going to take a different direction with a white-hot babyface. And Luxury had a problem. So he decided to hit Tony Dreamer with his finisher, with Rick's finisher, grab Dreamer, pull him on top of him like the belt doesn't matter to me. So he just went out there and bastardized the belt, bastardized his position in the show, and got his shit thrown out the back door and almost killed in the locker room for his trouble. But that's what the business has turned into on the indie level so far.
No, it sounds like AEW, to be quite honest. But
yeah.
Well, what kind of crowds did you guys draw? Like, what was a good crowd? What was a bad crowd?
300.
Okay.
Was that a norm, or was that?
Yeah, that was the night. We knew we were going to draw.
250,
350.
Yeah. So at 300, the promoter's making some decent money. I mean, what's he paying you guys?
Well, that was for UWA. That was for a promotion that we started together. So we were drawing 350. 350.
And did
other
you
shows typically maybe $150, 200, Chris?
Yeah, I would say give or take.
And did you guys have a school also, or just a promotion?
We did have a school for a little while, but just got tired of it.
So how does it work? Do you bring the students in and then they work for free and they set up everything, and you bring the crowd in and you bring like one star in there to try to draw the crowd? That's where you made your money. Is that the way it works? Is that the formula? Because that seems like the formula around here.
We did stars, sure. But we also we really understood how we wanted ourselves to be marketed. So that's how we would market them. So we were making our local guys, some of them, the imported talent, the ones that people were still paying to come see. It's those other schmucks who were on the undercard who Ain't nobody unique paying to see your stupid ass, but they think they deserve $100, and they should be glad we're giving them a 20 and a spot to start working on their craft. But no, there's no money in indie wrestling.
So, being that you guys are in the biz, and this is like a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not in the biz.
Sure.
We know there's wrestling lingo out there. Do you guys get pissed off when we'll call us amateurs talk wrestling lingo or get involved in the wrestling biz? Does it insult you guys? Because we didn't put in any time, right? You guys worked your ass off. We didn't. Does that piss you off?
That's a gray area, man.
Yeah, that is. But maybe back in the beginning, like when we
Yeah.
were still in the ring, maybe that would annoy us.
Not today, though.
So back in the day, if you guys were in a bar, I'd be like, yo, man, you really drew some color tonight. And, yada, yada, yada. That would piss you off.
Yeah, I say, who the fuck are you, man? See the door? You need to use it.
Get the fuck out of here, pal.
Don't make me call Janetti, dude.
That wrist lock was impressive.
I would have blew it off. I'd be like, yeah, thanks. And that's all I would say. Just turn back around and finish my break.
See, that's where I'm different. If they came at me with some actual inside shit like, holy fuck, you guys were over and you got some great color tonight, fuck yourself, dude. Get out of here. You want an 8x10, $20? Get the fuck out of here.
Wow,
that's how I would.
We're not allowed to use the lingo. It's not right. You can't do.
Wow.
Don't ever use the word over again, ever.
Wow.
Ever.
See, I'm the smooth one. Rob's the one. Rob's a little more controversial.
Yeah, I'm the hammer. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm the hammer. You're the beefcake.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So Chris, your name's Chris Casanova, right? Are you concerned that you're going to get sued by Kenny Casanova?
No.
Who?
He knows who Kenny Casanova.
I know Kenny. Yeah. So yeah. Not
Hi,
worried
Kenny.
about that. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We
Come sue me,
should
Kenny.
Get him on here.
Who, Kenny Casanova?
Bill is your way out of shape cousin.
So, all right.